Nigerian singer and entrepreneur YINKA AYEFELE said you guys can stop the rumor. I did not buy my triplets. I impregnated them. You might wonder why we are interested in how YINKA AYEFELE came about his children. He currently has 4 children with his wife, who he got married to in the year 2000. And he is now saying that although it is rare for people with spinal cord injury to impregnate a woman, he happened to be one of the very few exceptions. That is why we are interested in knowing how it happened.
Welcome to GISTUBE TV, your home for everything entertainment. We bring celebrity lifestyle news, happenings across the world. We bring to you social events, anything at all that interests you. You're going to find it on this channel. Just go through our content. You will become glued. I promise you that. So subscribe already and click on the bell button. That is what is going to notify you of updates and interesting gists like this one when we have them for your viewing pleasure.
Back in December of 1997, YINKA AYEFELE, who was a radio broadcaster then and used to make jingles for radio programs, got involved in a ghastly motor accident that left him with spinal cord injury, and since then he has been unable to walk. Right, and afterwards he deviated and moved into making songs. He released his first album, Bitter Experience, back also in 1997. It was his friend then, Kola Olotu. If you know Kola Olotu, he is also one of the top radio presenters and broadcasters that we have in Nigeria at the moment. He is based in IBADAN, Oyo State. YINKA AYEFELE is also based in IBADAN, Oyo State. Apparently, both of them were very close friends then, and it was when Kola Olotu visited YINKA AYEFELE in the hospital that he encouraged him to put together a song, because of course he's always had sonorous voice. Put together a song, release it, and then he did just that, and it took off for him. So we had Bitter Experience. I mean, we are going to go into his career, but let's talk about how he got his wife pregnant, especially since they had triplets. And the thing that is common with triplets birth is typically they are product of IVF. It's not a very common occurrence. It does happen, but it's not a very common occurrence that via natural conception, like male and female meeting, they get to conceive a triplet. It's usually via IVF and whatnot. But no, that's not the case for YINKA AYEFELE. He said he did impregnate his wife, and that he actually did not expect his wife Titilope to be with him. But I mean, no, like he didn't expect that she was going to leave him, because he was with her before he had the injury, and while things were very dark and he was hospitalized and nobody knew what was going to happen to him, she stood by him. So when he got better, he didn't expect that she was going to leave. And of course, like I mentioned, they've been together since then. We've not had rumors or whatever concerning their union. They've been waxing strong. He made this revelation while he was on the show Curiosity Made Me Ask, hosted by content creator skitmaker ISBAEU Baby. When the host said that, I'm shocked though. How do you mean you have healthy children that are good? How do you do it? That he had 3 children, and he was like, how do I do what? How did I do what? Curious that I impregnated my wife. How did I get 3 kids? I impregnated my wife. She got pregnant and had triplets. You thought I bought them? I don't understand what you mean. I know you are curious, but you just want to talk about my spinal cord injury. Anybody who has a spinal cord injury might not be able to impregnate a lady. Yes, that is a fact, but I am 1 out of 100. He said that after the accident happened, everyone jubilated when he had an erection one afternoon, and he was wondering why they were rejoicing. And then they told him the doctors had said he would not be able to have an erection again. They had concluded that without his knowledge, and he said his life would have become very meaningless if he had not regained the ability to have an erection. I mean, guy, I can understand how he might feel, because I mean, if you're unable to have an erection, that means you're not going to be able to sleep with your wife or your woman, or whoever you want to sleep with. And then possibilities, I mean, I feel like in marriage and in relationships and whatnot, you guys, sexual relationship is something that a lot of persons hold very dear, and I want to imagine that YINKA AYEFELE is one of that. But yeah, we are not here to talk about his sexual life. We're just here to talk about how he's been able to do it. And so he has said that yes, I can have sex with my wife. We had sex, I impregnated her, and the result are these beautiful children that you have seen. And he said they got married after the accident. They are blessed with 4 boys, and it's so beautiful to see. Now let's talk about YINKA AYEFELE's career. Who is this man, YINKA AYEFELE, and how did he become such a household name? I already gave you a background info on it. Before his death, excuse me, he's not dead. He's not dead. Before the accident, he worked as a journalist and broadcaster. And then he had the accident. Then he released Bitter Experience in 1998 after Kola Olotu said, come, do something. Then afterwards, he released Sweet Experience. When Bitter Experience was widely accepted, he released Sweet Experience. He also has released other albums like Something Else, Divine Intervention, Life After Death, that was released in honor of Gbenga Adeboye, and a lot more. This man, if you grew up in a typical Yoruba household in the 2000s, when this man was, most of my childhood, I remember my father, playing his albums, his discs, his disc in his vehicle on Saturday morning and all of those things. And having to, his song was one that a lot of our parents liked, and some of us actually still like his songs. Anyways, YINKA AYEFELE now currently he owns a network of radio stations across southwestern Nigeria called Fresh FM. The Ibadan arm of the network was established in 2015 and licensed by the Nigerian National Broadcasting Commission on the 30th of April 2015. He also has different arms in other states and in towns and cities like Abeokuta, Ado-Ekiti, Akure, Oshogbo, and Lagos. He also has YINKA AYEFELE's Music House, which houses Fresh FM Radio. And back in August of 2018, the AYEFELE Music House was destroyed and demolished by the Oyo State government, and that the property's location contravened the stipulations of the town's planning authority. And this sparked a lot of outrage because people felt like this was a personal attack on YINKA AYEFELE's person, like maybe he had a beef or something with him, or maybe he had vexed somebody in high authority and whatnot. But he has rebuilt and is stronger. He was also returning a scandal, or should I call it a scandal now, in the news. It's also on this channel, GISTUBE TV. Just keep it looked here. For apparently, what's the word now? Poaching people's staff. He has a radio house, like I said, and there are some other radio houses in Ibadan, Nigeria, or just Nigeria. And it said that he poached some other persons. He's poaching, workers and employees of other private radio stations to come work for him with, incentives and whatnot. And there's some sort of beef and whatnot going on in that space. But if you want to know about that, it's also on this channel. Maybe we'll link the video here for you to catch up with everything YINKA AYEFELE and what he has been up to in recent time. Anyways, guys, that's the gist. If you are curious about what YINKA AYEFELE did or how himself and his wife were able to welcome triplets, he said that he had an erection, he slept with his wife, they produced the 3 boys, and there you have it. He has a happy home. Contrary to beliefs and thoughts that maybe he might have, paid for IVF or bought or something for the job. Maybe adopted the kids. That's not the case for him. And we are very happy for him. And regardless of how you decide to have a child, whatever route you take to having a child, what's important is you want to have a child and you end up having a child. So I think that's amazing. Anyways, that's the gist, guys. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Bye.